Welcome everybody, welcome back to the Tomb of Illumination. Tomb of Illumination. If you like my stuff, you might want to check out my Patreon page. Go to Patreon. You need to go there for 1 month. It costs you 20 bucks New Zealand. You see all the videos there. Then you can Scarper if you want. Steal my information, run off and tell your mates. Make out that you came up with it. Anyway, this video is about certain people want me to go online and debate this flat earth system with people. Flat earth versus the globe or something. So here we have the globe with their science bullshit, and none of it works. It's all made up BS. Like I pointed out in an earlier video about Kepler and his flipping ellipses. Because the sun does circles, and they never calculated that. They didn't know about that. So if this sun moved around in a circle and ended up over here, and the planet's here, obviously there's your, what's the word they use? Something axis. This way, and then you got shorter way this way. Well, the planet's here, you got the shorter distance, haven't you? The sun's over here, the further distance. They didn't know all this. How could they? See, they don't know the esoteric, the metaphysical, spiritual, just not non-seen. But science does know that pure plasma is unseen, don't they? Well, this sun here, the actual sun of the Earth, is pure plasma, hidden above the centre Arctic, and it does small circles within the vortex. The vortex, what do they call it? Meteorology. The Arctic vortex, don't they? Arctic vortex? Well, because all the winds are driven up there, right? That's what creates the spin of the vortex. And it's permanent. It can't be altered because that's our 24-hour day. 15 degrees per hour. The sun is going around. And it's got the 2D plane at the top of it, you see. It's called a plane. It's called the ecliptic plane because it is a plane. Why is it called an ecliptic? Because the plane has the concentric circles that all the planets are on. And when they form an alignment with the sun, it becomes an eclipse. That's why it's called an ecliptic plane. There's no plane on a globe. Where's their plane? Nothing seems to work with their model. They just make it all up. So if I can't prove to them there's a hidden sun up there, then what's the point in debating with them? See, they want to keep you dumbed down in the physical realm. Just conceive everything as being physical, not use this. It's called a mind, and our whole universe is built on your mind, built from the mind. It's one of the earliest creation stories, the Anunnaki. They came from Nibiru, or came from somewhere. Nibiru is a time, an event, at a certain time in our season when an event takes place. It's known as the Physicopiscus. And the Anunnaki were mining for gold, because in this Physicopiscus is what the world's all about. And like God said in the Bible, go forth and multiply, because he's wanting you to create another mind, hoping that mind will wake up and be illuminated, be a sun. So the Anunnaki are mining for gold. They're looking for the mind that will wake up. And if most people stay ignorant, they never wake up. It's all about the divine rebirth. Every man on earth has to go through this rebirth while he's alive in this perceived physical realm. Mining for gold, see? We're all slaves, born into this world as slaves, enslaved. Just look around. Do you think you're enslaved with this tax system and the Jesuits, what they're doing? Zionists? All the Freemasons at the top, running our world. We can't even go from a country to a country without a passport. Get your ID, your face recognition, pupils recognition, all that sort of stuff, fingerprints. Can't do anything. We're all imprisoned in the earth by this just a small percentage of mongrels running our lives. We're all imprisoned. We just let them do it like dumb sheep. Nobody stands up. You know, people are basically pretty dumb. But look what they did to Libya. Look what Gaddafi was doing to Africa. Put that water pipe through there. Free medical, free education, wealthiest country in the world, or one of them. And look what the Freemasons did. Well, look what they've just done to Syria. What's going to happen in Syria? And the people are so dumb. Look how many people just went in there and, yeah, free. Syria's free, yeah. Didn't they do that with all the propaganda with Libya when they murdered Gaddafi? So what's going to happen now? Another big vacuum. Look at Libya today. What a shambles. You know, we're all slaves. So, but you got to not go there with your mind. None of those Freemasons do. They stay away from it. They just hire people, you know, mercenaries to go and do all their dirty work for them. You know, murder. Look at the genocide taking place in Gaza. Disgusting. But anyway, so these so-called wannabe scientists, globe believers, they know nothing. Know nothing. These guys knew nothing. Copernicus, Galileo, Newton, Tycho Brahe, whatever, Kepler, even, I was surprised, even Ptolemy. He didn't know. He's got the flipping there sitting out here, fed from the sun and all that sort of stuff. You know, I've looked into all the stuff in the past, but I've forgotten. But I better go look at Aristotle again. He probably knows. I thought he knew, but no. So there's your central vortex of creation, hidden in the Arctic, magnetically locked in the centre of the Arctic, because everything's about magnetism. Earth is like a magnet. Even the science tells you that. So these things that Globey can argue with the some wannabe scientists. Earth is like a magnet. They tell you that. We look out from the centre of the universe, so we can imagine ourselves back at the black hole centre of creation, looking out, and you see all the celestial bodies go around you, but you only see a half cycle at a time, half day, half night, or thereabouts, and creation is perpendicular to our realm. So everything's working vertically in here. We see it go horizontally over us. So it only appears in our horizon as it goes over the horizon to go out of our horizon. It's just the way we see things. It doesn't mean it's going right round underneath our feet. There was a saying too written by the ancient Egyptians. There's nothing spiritual, or there's nothing physical above your head as there's nothing spiritual below your feet. There's nothing physical. There's no physical dome, glass dome or anything above us. It's based on pressure layers, like inert gases. Pressure, condensed, you've got 7 layers of contraction, condensed, what's the word? Below Earth. Expansion and contraction below Earth. So the Earth is a magnet. We know pure plasma is unseen. It's quite easy to understand what an S curve here is, looking sideways, and then look down on it. Look down through there. We have a Fibonacci. If you look down that way, then the returning cycle creates the cardinoid. I mean, that's everywhere. Things like the Mandelbrot. Things just keep breaking down. It's just like, so imagine this is the centre vortex of creation, right? Let's get rid of some of this. So there's the centre vortex of creation. Everything's all hidden in here. Everything's in the centre north, Arctic. And we're out in this realm here that's come off, just expressed out. It's the hyperboloid centre, the top half that we dwell above Earth, we don't live below Earth. So that's all that concerns us. And we break it down again, so we have a dual system coming in like this. and the other one coming up like this. That's the two ends of the Milky Way, and the black hole's there. Well, that is the black hole, and you consider that the black hole, because it's been expressed out in 3D, but it all collapses back to a 2D plane, the ecliptic plane, because it has all the planets on it. In alignment, you get an eclipse, because the sun's back in here, shining. It's all about this Milky Way, actually. You lay it across here like this, over to the tropical gap. More to that, but anyway. So this is the sun here, and we see our sun, the image in our 3D realm out here. That's where we see the sun. The real sun's back here, at the other end of the Milky Way. Just concentrate on the northern hemisphere, the southern is mirrored, and that's way beyond people, most people. So you've got to imagine it as, you've got the cycle here of the stars, background stars, over 24 hours. So that's half the cycle, then it's got to return back up. So it basically creates just like a sundown lemma, doesn't it? Let's just stick with the half cycle. There's your half cycle of the stars. But it's like the man in the box, so you sort of imagine it like this, or like a Russian doll. It just gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So you've got something happening on this cycle, something on this cycle, something on this cycle, something on this cycle, as you just go through it. Like a time tunnel, eh? So you've got the background stars doing their thing every night, every day. You got the sun going around every day. But then you've got the moon doing this cycle here too. There's a half cycle over half a month. There's 14 days. 14 days for the moon to do that. 1 day for the stars. 1 for the stars. 14 for the moon. The ecliptic plane's a bit different. Up here it flexes. It'll flex like this. The sun will be based here in the black hole. Or it flexes down, 23.4 degrees, then flexes back up again. See, when this flexes back up, that's bringing the sun up into the north. But at the same time, it's bringing the sun image and the planets, because all the planets are on this ecliptic plane. That's the flexing of the ecliptic plane. That pulls up. So out in the southern realm, let's draw that, eh? It's quite interesting. Give me the whole flat design. It's just a slice of the circle, the donut, centre Arctic, okay? So there's your vortex. It's in there. It's all hidden in there, and we live out here. There's your tropical gap. Now the ecliptic plane is on here is flexing, so it'll always stay. I don't think it goes any higher than this, so it must shrink down. This must shrink down to create the plane to stay up like this, right? And then when it comes back up to here, then it goes like this. So anyway, while it's sinking like this, or this is, it's contracting, because it's a vortex, right? Contraction and expansion. So when it contracts, everything goes up and in, which just goes up and into the the northern summer. So the whole ecliptic plane is flexing up like this. So that's moving up. It's a bit tricky to... And everything out here is seen here. This is our, call the ecliptic plane. It's an exploded view of what's happening in here. So when this is up and down, you're getting this out here. Sun down and out, or the sun up and in. And the ecliptic plane is doing that flexing as well. So you've got to imagine it. It's a full, how do you do that? A full, it's all going up like a jellyfish. Well, as this contracts down, coming down, it's sending this image, this rotation up and in. If you haven't been following me, the southern hemisphere overlays the northern hemisphere. All your stars, northern hemisphere, southern stars, they're all around the north. There's your centre north. You basically got images like this all the way around. You only see one at a time because you're on a meridian, that's all you see. Or he sees that one, or he sees that one. Well, up and in, this overlays. Okay, so then you get your Physica right in here. It's that time of the year. So I've been saying all along that the southern hemisphere comes along, goes under. This is the earth quakes, and written in the Bible. It's all esoteric and allegory, right? Well, it's the north that stays there. It's the south comes up like this and overlays. And the more it overlays, it changes the constellations. It's always moving around. It's forming the constellations. So the southern field apparently comes up over the top. We've just realised that today through one of the Egyptian mythological stories for children or something. It was Gretchen mentioned that one. So it comes up and overlays. So that's interesting. So when you imagine this contracting or expanding, it's sending the image, the stars, up to the north and back down to the south. And after that 17th of October, it has a phase shift. And an image of the sun pops. Well, it's more than just an image. It's a phase shift, okay? It just pops into the southern hemisphere and sends the sun out, so we get daylight all around the Antarctica region. Then it starts coming back in after the 25th of December, slowly coming back in, wandering back up and in, like coming up into a pyramid. It's just the way it up, like it sort of comes up here like a pyramid. Starts moving back in. So imagine it lateral, horizontal out here, but the more it comes in, it starts coming like this. You're losing the bottom half each time into the night side. Lateral here, day side, day side, day side. You know what I mean? So all this is metaphysical stuff, unless you can understand it if you're out here in the southern hemisphere studying the stars. To see them, I could film them all moving up over the year. I'm saying, what the heck is happening there? And as we know, it's an esoteric, Kabbalistic information. As above, so below. The stars are like a stamp on the earth. If the stars are moving north, the whole realm is moving north. Then you have to accept that everything's non-physical. And the bright ones on this earth at the moment, we all know that as we move south, we all expand with the field. So everything is always relative to the observer. We don't know it's expanding. Contract back as you move north. This was known years ago. I've seen little videos of YouTube videos of guys saying that everything expands as you move south. So there's an example that nothing's actually physical. We're like creatures of the light, as Walter Russell said. We're just in this magnetic flux, the magnetic field of the earth. Therefore, you can understand the earth shrinking, contracting back into the north, then expanding back out again, like a pump, like the tides. It all makes sense if you want to think about it, but no, these globe pushers are all getting funded, and they have to do their job to get paid. And they don't want anybody waking up, and that's why they shut down, pretty much block my channel from getting out there, people seeing it. Like 2 or 3 months and there's no subscribers, hardly anyone talking, don't get emails from anybody. So that's why I don't debate those idiots, because it's all bullshit. And if you're going to speak the truth and all they know is bullshit, then what's the point? It's like hitting your head on a block wall, talking to a block wall. So there you go. Good talking to you. Catch you later.